conditions shifting to mildly bullish in this bull market. A little bit of a pullback yesterday. We're seeing bull market rank at 25.98, which is still in this elevated area. We're at the upper end of this trend. We're seeing a little bit of a softness here in the last few days on S&P 500. The market as a whole, momentum indicator shifting back, still in the momentum zone, the bullish trending zone, but pulling back in a little bit closer towards that range-bound indicator breadth, continuing to see some nice strength here as well, but pulling back a little bit also, and sentiment weakening right here. We're seeing it continue to pull back as markets are softening right here towards the upper end of this range. So let's take a quick look at the buy-sell ratio. Buy-sell ratio is also softening here. We're seeing it move back down to 1.27, and we're seeing these two lines come back together again, that equilibrium at 0 right here. When we get a crossover, that means bears are in control, and the buy-sell ratio drops to less than 1. So we're still seeing bulls in charge, but some softening, some weakening. We'll see if that trend continues at these levels with sentiment. We're at the upper end of that range. We're at a range where we certainly could see some type of consolidation or retracement, and we've been here before. Not extreme to the upside, but we've been in this range where we do can get some kind of a retracement or pullback. Let's take a quick look here at S&P 500 price pattern. Saw a little bit of a bounce there towards the end of the day, right at that bottoming support location, and would expect to see some kind of a support attempt right here. If we break through this support, next stop's more than likely going to be around that 555 range on S&P 500. You can see that short-term trend shifting down a little bit as we get a close below the prior day's market activity. Let's take a quick look at NASDAQ, similar price pattern, and again, a little bit of a bottoming tail bar there. It's holding in that momentum zone. We'll see if we get any follow-through strength today. Dow Jones Industrial Average, also a little bit of a bottoming tail bar there. You can see that wick formation on both of those days, so some internal intraday buying activity happening there on the Dow. If we jump over to sectors, we are seeing some weakness here as well. We saw transportation average short-term trend ticking down. That was the only one. It looks like we might see energy. We've got 4 or 5 in that hold range. So, this is part of that mildly bullish where we have sectors that are just mixed right here versus a good solid bullish uptrend where everything is in place in an overall uptrend. Seeing healthcare starting to soften here as well. Commodities, we've seen this really big run here in copper recently, and that also may be of note for some of you. GLD, also the gold trade, still really working quite well. Another nice move, percent up towards the upper end of that those all-time highs in gold. Silver also in the momentum zone above this 236 location, and getting some volatility, a little bit of up and down there with silver. USO, a strong attempt there at some rally, 3% based on some geopolitical upheaval that's starting to take place. And that longer term trend, that 1-year time frame, we're in that downtrend in the shorter term. And but we are overall still in a little bit of a larger term uptrend. If we take a look at this 2-year time frame, let's look at that and see how that pattern's starting to play out. Seeing a little bit of a bounce here and potentially a higher low on USO, on oil. So we could see some strength here in oil, but it's still got a lot of work to do here in the short term. If we jump over to the muscle stocks group, seeing longboard pharmaceuticals, which has been a real big high flyer over this last year and starting to get some additional acceleration here. The back into the momentum zone, solid buy confirmation bar, increasing volume on longboard pharmaceuticals today. And also wanted to point out Harmony Gold. Harmony Gold, continue to see gold stocks. If you're looking for accumulation into initial gold names, HMY is getting some confirmation back into momentum here as well. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.